So I was born on October 5th of 1995 in Houston, Texas. And a lot happened in the month of October in 1995, actually. Gas prices in 1995 were actually $1.09 a gallon, which is basically $2 more than what we pay at the pump right now. So I would not have minded to be filling up my tank in 1995. Some other news is most of you guys would probably know about the O.J. Simpson trial, and there's actually the verdict actually happened in October of 1995, October 3rd actually. This case was a very, very lengthy case. It actually started in 1994 and continued all the way through 1995 to the verdict on October 3rd of 1995. And O.J. Simpson was convicted of murder on two people. One was being his ex-wife. Her name was Nicole Simpson, and the other one being Ron Goldman. And Ron Goldman was said to be either their butler or a friend, I'm not really sure, but he was also murdered. So, like I said, O.J. Simpson was found not guilty back in 1995, but he's actually in jail currently for committing armed robbery and a kidnapping. And he was sentenced to 33 years, but there was something said about maybe him getting out after 9 with parole, but we're still not so sure about that. Another event that happened in October of 1995 was Joseph Rotblat won the Nobel Peace Prize. He was honored for his efforts to diminish nuclear arms in international politics, and to further that, he wanted to completely eliminate these arms in international politics. So he was awarded for his efforts in doing that. Another event is on October 16th of 1995, the Million Man March took place. And the Million Man March was this big event in Washington, D.C., where African American men gathered, and they just marched around the National Mall in D.C., and it was, they were really just trying to unite in self-help and self-defense against economic and social problems that were troubling the African American community. They had a bunch of speakers there, kind of just rallying everybody towards the same goal. They had over 800,000 African American men there, which is crazy. There was a ton of people. But it was a really big success. It was nationally televised and everything, so it was really cool. Another big event that happened, or a very cool one, is that on October 24th of 1995, there was a total solar eclipse. So that's when the moon is completely covering the sun. So it's the middle of the day, and the moon comes over, covers the sun from the light, so there's no light showing. So it's basically nighttime during the day, which is really cool. So that happened in October 1995. On October 30th of 1995, Quebec decided to remain a part of Canada. This was the second referendum to ask voters if they think that Quebec should declare national sovereignty and become an independent state, or to stay a part of Canada. And voters obviously decided that Quebec staying a part of Canada was going to be the best decision. Another big thing that happened was that the DEA released information in October of 1995 regarding the illegal use of methylphenidate, which is Ritalin. And Ritalin is used for, if you don't know, those who have ADHD. And so when you have ADHD, you can't focus, you have a hard time sitting still, and you're always active and stuff. So it calms you down, and it really helps you focus and get work done. So a lot of college students or high school students who are taking really big tests or have really big projects or papers actually use this drug to help them sit down and them focus on what they need to do. And it was highly illegal, and so in 1995 they sent out this huge notification, I guess, to people about the the issues that would come with using this medication when you're not supposed to, and it can cause severe psychic dependence, which is not so good. That happened. Also, in October of 1995, Mariah Carey's Fantasy was a really big hit. It became popular. It came out in September, but it didn't reach the charts and become super popular until October, and it stayed popular all the way through December. It's about a woman who is in love with a man, and every time she sees him, she starts fantasizing about him and the impossible relationship that she has with him. Some of the popular movies in October of 1995 are Powder, Leaving Las Vegas, Mallrats, Now and Then, and Strange Days. Powder was voted actually one of the best movies that year. It featured a young albino bald boy who was harassed at school, and his unique power ended up changing the hearts of the people who harassed him and just the whole community. So it was a great movie. But this is just a snapshot of some of the events that happened in October of 1995.